Vindication, ladies and gentlemen. We won. It's over. 1,339 days of controversy, and we have succeeded. They tried to obliterate me, and they ended up becoming obliterated all by themselves. Vshojo, the largest Western VTuber agency in the world, a gigantic corporation with a bunch of talents, is dead. It's over. They completely exploded. They gave up. I decided I might be leaking something in this video, which I've decided tactically is ethical leakage. All right, this is ethical leakage because I think it's important to put people on the right track where they need to figure some crazy shit out, because there's a lot to find out, and I think it's important for this to be here. All right, so to be clear, it all started today with Vshojo releasing a post. It's Vshojover from their official Vshojo account. Now, to be clear, they're getting fucking obliterated. This is their apology. For those of you that need the TLDR, officially, Vshojo allegedly stole $500,000 from charity, as well as refused to pay many of their talent. We're going to be looking at a lot of the different individual talents' responses to all of this, and Vshojo's apology and collective suicide. All right, this is the first time I've ever seen a VTuber agency graduate and declare bankruptcy. Vshojo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing, says the CEO of Vshojo. So today, I am sharing the difficult news that Vshojo is shutting down. I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right this ship these past few months. Bullshit! But despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Really? Really? You care about them? Interesting. Didn't care about them enough to stop a swatter, but anyway, I digress. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing. First of all, that's fucking crazy. You didn't need $11 million. You blew all that fucking money. Prioritizing creators and communities over short-term periods to achieve long-term sustainability. They failed. Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits. This is a lie. The splits were not generous. All right, let me make this clear. Most VTuber agencies have a 50-50 split because they essentially build the talent up from ground zero. They give them a model, they give them a personality and a platform, and that's it. Vshojo works differently. Vshojo takes a talent that's already successful and just brings them into their family, which is immediately cultish and cringe, and then takes a cut from them. They do not give them a generous split, quite to the contrary, in fact. Debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. Well, it didn't work, actually. We also wanted talent to own their IP, which we knew was a unique, creative-first approach for an agency. Important to note, the creators that you invited already had IPs. So this is bullshit also. Of course they own their own IPs. You invited established creators. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain the model, and eventually we ran out of money. I don't know how the fuck you run out of $11 million. I do not know how you run out of $11 million. I heard that Shy Lily said that it only seemed like they cared after she got big. I am going to leak some, or maybe not leak, but prompt you in the correct direction. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. So the argument is the $515,000 that were raised for charity on Ironmouse's subathon, he didn't know it was for charity, so he just spent it. That's his argument. So the first thing I noticed is that he did not hire a lawyer to read this document because he's admitting to charity fraud, okay? Just to be clear, okay? Listen. Anyway, at the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital, cover our costs, bullshit, and I firmly believed, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. This is also a lie. And now, the reason why this is a lie is because if you lost $11 million, how the fuck do you think you were going to be profitable to the point that you made $500,000 to repay the charity that you stole from? We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I'm deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, community members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. Vshojo's dead. Justin Gunrun. Now, extra info. Justin, the Gunrun, the CEO of Vshojo, is also someone that worked at Twitch from 2011 to 2018, and that is also a deeply unprofitable platform. A lot of people are unaware of how Vshitshow is so bad, but first, let me point out a lie. This is Gunrun. You know where he is? He is at the Immune Deficiency Foundation charity event. He brought Ironmouse around at the event, and then he proceeded to say he didn't know it was intended for charity. You went to the event and then made the argument, oh, I thought it was for me. I thought it was for me. All right, so this is incredibly bullshit on so many fucking levels. And rightfully so, they tear them to shreds in the comments. I thought I knew mismanagement with Nichi Sanji mines. I stand corrected. Vshojo, I wasn't familiar with your game. Ironmouse, you broke my heart, my spirit, and my trust. Asmongold, what about the 500,000 for charity? Isn't that going to be donated, or is something needs to get investigated? Not to mention the unpaid talent fees. My hot take, by the way, is that they're declaring bankruptcy and they're going to try to disappear. Ironmouse, Nyanner says, so is the COO going to say anything about his involvement, or is he busy Googling, how do I renew my law license past the deadline? Now, a lot of people don't know this about the COO of Vshojo, but he was apparently incredibly involved. Not only was he allegedly a lawyer that did not have a legal license, but also, apparently, I don't know if this is true, this is just what I heard, apparently, I don't know if anyone made this public yet, so I don't know if this is true. Take this with a grain of salt, with like a huge asterisk. I heard through the grapevine that the COO of Vshojo is the boyfriend of Project Melody. I don't know if it's true. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. All right, to be clear, I have no idea if that's true. That is what I heard. Don't know if it's true. Anyway, moving on. There's a lot of really weird shit. I don't know what to say. Vshojo didn't just fail. Many staff and leadership failed Vshojo. How did this happen? Lamau, fuck you. Why didn't you let us know the moment you realized this situation? Why did I get this information 2 weeks ago, not from the company, but from my homegirls? Why did you lie about the JP branch a week ago, that everyone was good and taken care of? Like, dude, it's shit like this that makes people look at Luigi Mangione. Oh my god, that's crazy. Sorry, we selfishly gobbled up the funds made by our creators. This is crazy. They murdered them. They murdered them. We would be able to do so and cover all expenses. Brother, you've somehow been bleeding 11 mil while maintaining the most successful and biggest VTuber roster in Western English history. And I figured that all that would go away on its own. Oh, to spew bullshit so confidently. What a weird way to say so. Basically, I've been sitting ducks while watching a ship sink, and instead of sitting down with the talents and explaining the situation and finding ways to fix the business model, we went about hiring more and bigger talents to rake in more profits to cover our incompetence. It's a pyramid scheme! It's a pyramid scheme! They brought in new talent to pay previous talent, and they brought in more new talent to pay more previous talent. Oh, and also, I had no idea that 500K was supposed to be. I never questioned or checked the books. Oopsie lol. I feel so terrible for your former talents. Completely fucking true. Completely and utterly based. Destroyed. Now, I knew they were an unethical shit fuck a long time ago. I actually knew that was the case because I saw that they were not protecting people getting doxxed and swatted a couple of years ago to protect their reputation. And I thought that was pretty weird back in the day. I may have faced a little, let's just call it criticism for that, but I have a lot of things to say. Now, here is a really important note, and she kind of touches on it, and I think it's important to note because it's one of the most important thing ever, all right? We went about hiring more and bigger talents to rake in more profits to cover our incompetence. The Vshojo business model, all right? Now, I want to be clear. The Vshojo business model was always meant, in my opinion, to destroy Hololive and Niji Sanji. Their plan was to promote Vshojo in Japan as a talent-first agency to subvert all the streamers in Niji Sanji and Hololive and absorb them into their own company. In my opinion, that was their strategy for growth. Literally, never to build up a talent. Literally, always just to absorb places and say, hey, unlike your agencies that hate you, why don't you join our agency that actually is talent first? So that's one. That is one. But if that's the case, and my theory is correct, and Shy Lily, who she doesn't say it, but that's kind of what she's saying. We went about hiring more and bigger talents to rake in profits. Why did they have so many fucking auditions? What was with the auditions? They were constantly having people audition for their company, time and time again, always popping in every single time. Hey guys, that's us. We're auditioning, guys. But their entire business model was all about getting massive talents, and they're just out there collecting information from people that are hoping to get into Vshojo. and not going into any competition VTuber agencies instead? Question mark. I will let other people dive into this. It's an organization that is, in my opinion, over the last bunch of years, tried through relatively nefarious memes to shut down their competition as well. That's kind of how I understood their business model. And that's why I think from their mind, it was worth spending all this fucking money. Because they're spending all this money, essentially, the competition is not really doing super well. Anyway, apparently Vebe just tweeted this insane tweet. I didn't read this yet. And so our NDAs are now void. Yeah, because the company is dead. Nice, love that. Why I left Vshojo. Oh shit! This is crazy. This is actually fucking insane. Back in 2023, Vshojo tried to bully me into one of the most predatory contracts I've ever seen. When I tried to ask more about it, their COO, this guy comes up a couple of times. Really nice of Gunrun to take the fall for everybody here. Really nice of Gunrun to take the L while some other people managed to skirt away. Got extremely hostile with me and refused to answer any of my questions, and so if I had to hire a lawyer in order to get some clarification. Damn. By the way, if I make any mistakes in this video and it becomes clear that I've made any errors in anything that I said, I will correct it. Okay? So hopefully I am not misleading anybody. And again, unsubstantiated rumors are unsubstantiated. Okay? Let's not jump to conclusions here. All right? During the talks, it became clear that Vshojo would rather let me go than to take less from me. Oh shit. They were ultimately wanting to give up more than half of all my sponsor revenue and over 60% of all merch sales. Remember, this is a company that's doing basically nothing for you, from my perspective. All I asked for them in return is to not take a cut of the sponsors that I was getting through Mythic, as that cut had already been taken. They said no, they want it all, and so I asked to leave after being treated like I was disposable in our talks. God damn! They basically made it seem like they were my employer, and that they're the reason for my success. What a joke. Vebe was successful before she ever joined Vshojo. That I owe them, and that I should be happy to give them my money. Again, so many people were out there like, yo guys, why don't all of you become a family? Let's all be a family. In order for me to leave, they demanded I sign an NDA that prevented me from speaking to any of the other talent about it. I could not say why I was leaving. I could not say the terms that I was saying no to. I even got in trouble for advising them to hire their own attorneys. Holy shit. The company was trying to convince... Whoa. The company was trying to tell their own talent not to get their own attorneys? I don't think that's legal. They would watch my streams, read my Discord, threaten to sue me if I said anything that hinted towards how I really felt about the company. I was threatened with a lawsuit. Okay, so an NDA is one thing, but what the fuck? Another one of their leave terms was that they will announce both me and Silver on the same day in order to minimize the damage to their company. Their COO, interesting character, has begun to push a narrative on 4chan. Yes, I'm serious. What the fuck? And other social media that I was leaving because I planned to join OTK, that both me and Silverveil are troublemakers. So they were letting us go. Oh my god. After I found out that Nyanners wanted to leave around the same time, due to also being unhappy with the contract, but was told she couldn't because it didn't fit their narrative, and they were pushing internally and externally. The amount of hate we've gotten over leaving, from fans calling us greedy bitches to people saying we're abandoning our friends and tossing aside the company because we're successful enough, shit was painful. Not being able to say anything sucked. Damn. By the way, when they left Vshojo, I originally thought, in my opinion, that that was the beginning of the end. Vshojo's is dead, like completely dead. I only found out I didn't get paid for any of my sponsors after I already signed the NDA after 2 years. I've still not been paid back fully. That insult to injury, they also demanded that I pay them back $10K for anniversary assets, which they sent me back months later, which were half finished. Despite all of that, I've had immense faith that the company has gotten better over the past 2 years. I assume they rewrote their contracts after losing 3 people due to them and seeing all the new talent join. This was not the case. Now for some fun facts. Ooh, their company lawyer has an expired law license. He literally does not practice law anymore. Yet, he was our point of contact for any legal help we needed. Then they pitted us against one another during my time there and compared our success to others. They tried enforcing streaming schedules that were so our view count would look better due to less overlap. They would always shit talk other VTuber agencies. I mean, again, I told you the plan was, in my opinion, to destroy rival VTuber agencies. And that's why they were so into literally poaching people from other companies And in my opinion, if you have a lot of people that are giving you their personal information because they want to join Vshojo and you never accept any of them, they literally would spend company money to get a dig at them, especially HoloLive. It literally lived rent-free in Gunrun's head. They were convinced HoloLive was over when they signed kson and Azuna. I told you, bro. I told you. Their whole fucking plan was to subvert people from being in these other agencies. That, by the way, is why they spent $1 million fucking dollars on advertising in Tokyo subways, because the goal was always to take over other people. Is that not insane? Our previous talent manager got ghosted for 6 months by Gunrun, told not to do any of the work for us, and then got fired for not doing anything. During this fiasco, we weren't able to get any assistance. MTD got reprimanded for being creepy to us. Lol. Got told to private message us privately. Go figure. I have proof from other streamers attending IRL parties that MTD would actively shit talk me after I left the company to paint me in the worst light imaginable. Don't know why you're acting innocent on Twitter, pretending you weren't aware of anything. Can't wait to see all the shit that comes out about you, because there's loads. But those aren't my stories to tell. Thanks for reading, and thanks to those who stuck around between then and now. Thank you for giving me, Silver, and Yan the benefit of the doubt when we needed it most. Damn. Damn. That is fucking insane. Yeah, no, they're pieces of shit, it turns out. Yeah, much to the surprise of nobody. Much to the surprise of no one. That's unbelievably shitty. Wow. All right, well, anywho, we keep going. Lord Aethel said he would force people to drink when they didn't want to, and that's not the worst. Yikes! Did Neanners respond to this? Neanners? Did she respond? I mean, I assume that they're all in agreement here. Yeah! MTD had the audacity to shit talk about you to my face at a party at the year that we left and painted you as some kind of conniving, greedy, mean girl who was in my ear and manipulated me into leaving Vshojo because you wanted to join OTK because your boyfriend Soto was part of the org, or for personal gain. He got uncomfortably close and up in my face and was like, come on, we know the real reason you left. I know it was because of A. She talked you into it, etc. Oh my God! I know he's spreading the same shit to other staff, talent, industry people. Seeing one of my close friends get dragged through the mud for years was awful. You did nothing wrong, and it's had so much shit flung your way because they wanted to push a narrative to protect the company. For him to be acting like he's blameless is insulting. He's a creepy motherfucker, and there's a lot more to tell, not my story. But yeah, wow, holy shit, actual garbage people. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And Gunrun, this is Gunrun's emote, it was removed from Twitch because, hey, he might be a criminal. Wow, what an insane fucking ride. I decided I'm not going to leak. I might do that later. I do suggest watching this Turkey Tom video and his 2 theories at the end as to why Vshojo threw me under the bus. Because while I will at this point not confirm nor deny anything, it is probably worth going to this 3.5-year-old video, the Nux Taku and Vshojo mystery, and perhaps watching the theories he gives at the end of his video. And I will drop the bomb another day. I decided the bomb will drop another time. Anyway, I wanted to see the responses of basically all the VTubers. This Operation Do Nothing Win. It works every single time. God, dude, the Vindication is fucking crazy. It's so insane. Like, do you have any idea how much shit I got for this for years?
Vindication!
Literally years of endless shit for this. Oh my God. Definitely subscribe. Anyway, drop in, boys and girls. Let's see the responses of all the different streamers. All the streamers respond.
How is it only Wednesday? Those words coming by way of Amelie, now a former member of the VTuber agency. This agency in the past 48 hours now losing all of their remaining talent. This following revelations by Ironmouse, stating the agency had owed her a significant amount of money alongside never donating over $500,000 intended for charity from her latest subathon. That revelatory video from 2 days ago now with 1.2 million views on YouTube, and leading many to ask, where is the money?
Well, now we know. It's nowhere. Now we know, guys. The money is in fact nowhere. Congratulations, Vshojo, so based.
Who they are asking is the Gunrun, Vshojo CEO, former talent of the agency Zentrea, taking to Twitter in the early morning hours to say, kson gave me courage. You've been really good at ignoring me and giving me the short corpo response, Gun.
Again, not trying to get into any controversies, but I've heard from third-party sources. That they spent a lot of money on hookers and coke at parties. Again, don't know if it's true, but I heard from people that were at the parties, so I don't know.
Run. No more. Everyone is looking for answers, and the fact that it's taking this long for a statement from you is crazy. Talent deserves an answer, and we are all hurt and angry. Adding, and this is not a call for people to be malicious or callous. Please, regardless of what you are feeling, be calm. This is simply a call for a
Oh, I'm very calm. And I know that it's gonna get worse. And I know that this shit is going to explode. And I know that I still have a nuke or two nukes in my pocket at any time. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is the most vindicating fucking thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. I will not lie. I don't think people realize how badly Vshojo fucked me 1,339 days ago. I don't think you realize.
Response in a time where people are hurting and looking for an answer from someone who has insight. Kson responding to Zentrea with, "Thanks, Zen, we strong." And later today, tweeting, "In all seriousness, I know Vshojo had times where they would take forever to process a payment out to artists when they worked with me if the payment was through Vshojo and not me. I just want to make sure if you were one, you were paid. Contact me on what project. I'm so sorry." Zentrea also adding, "I'm currently checking at the moment with merchandising. Please be patient. I know the situation is frustrating and you want updates on merchandise. I'm so sorry. Me and my team are looking into it. At the moment, Agent Inc. merchandise should be unaffected and they will give an update regarding your orders. I will continue looking into others. I am unsure about Good Smile at this moment, but we'll contact them and hope to get some clarification." This also following numerous third parties saying they also had not been paid from Vshojo in the past.
It's a consistent thing. They fucking allegedly scammed the whole fucking industry. They went out there guns blazing and scammed the whole industry. This is crazy. Bro, this is insane. I'm so freaking vindicated, it's insane. And you really thought the worst they did was SWAT people, huh? Or not SWAT people, but protect the swatter.
Past years, that as the Owlcat succubus Huni, recently seen at the Virtual Vacation concert, would also direct their questions to Gunrun, asking, "I understand that Vshojo is a company, but where the F else is the merch money going? With the
Hookers and blow!
Profit margin of merch production, there isn't a single penny left to go to the talent whose fans are the ones buying the merch. Your merch team was so understaffed that both of the servers I managed had tens of tickets inquiring about the status of their debut merch, months past purchase with no answers. Who could the merch money possibly be going to for the talent to not receive a single % of it? If a small artist plus full-time student like me can afford to transfer 100% of profit I got from fan merch of a VTuber directly to the VTuber themselves, while simultaneously comping my workers, surely a big company like Vshojo can manage just even 1% to the source of their sales.
No, they were in the red. Again, I told you why their business model was a complete failure a few minutes ago. Their business model was a failure because, in my opinion, it was all about, they bit off more than they can chew, and their plan was actually taking over the entire industry. They wanted to, in my opinion, release a whole fucking line of Niji Sanji refugees because they're like, you could keep your IP by us, we're talent first, and literally just absorb famous VTubers from other companies. I think that was their whole business strategy. And that shit's not gonna work because essentially you're useless, and people realized that they were useless.
This is now bringing us over to Cat, that being Cat in Tokyo, self-described as a commodities trader, saying of the Vshojo predicament, "It is unfortunate situation, but just remembered that Cat was offered $2 million to buy the whole thing, but obviously the operation was so unprofitable, Cat said no."
Damn! That's crazy!
I don't know how it ended this badly, but going through the financials, to be honest, it just took a team that never ran a business before. Cat then showing off this...
I mean, it's literally led by a guy who worked on Twitch, one of the most unprofitable websites on the internet.
Conversation from June 21st of 2025. One individual saying, "Here's some older decks that may help. Right now, we're looking at someone acquiring us for just the amount that we owe to the talents and loans."
Oh my god. Oh my god. They were trying to sell the company for just enough to pay off debts. Oh, they knew they were fucked. They knew they knew they were fucked and they didn't tell anyone. Oh my lord. That is diabolical. I can't believe they didn't even tell the talents. Like, they could have at least said, "Yo, guys, we're fucked."
That's about $2 million for everything at this point. Cat adding, "Cat was always a supporter, donor of VTubers, and was interested in investing in them. A friend of mine was the largest investor in Vshojo, but they received $0 in return." Saying of Vshojo, "The spending was just bad. We lost $10 million on Vshojo, so they had the dollars to blow on making VTubers go big and famous without ever earning dollars even close to their expenses.
Yeah, because here's the tea, guys. Here's the tea. We lost $10 million, but they had the dollars to blow on making VTubers go big and famous. You ready for the tea? They didn't make a single VTuber famous. Not one. Not a single one. Every single VTuber that is famous in Vshojo became famous without Vshojo. Not a single person became famous through Vshojo. Vshojo only hired people that were famous. They are a deeply parasitic company that tried to be a cancer on the industry. And I'm really glad people noticed now.
Blow on making VTubers go big and famous without ever earning dollars even close to their expenses. And further replying to Rima Evanstar and others on Twitter saying merch sales generated $500,000 a year, but they were losing $3 million a year. Sometimes more on other stuff yearly. As again, all of the members of Vshojo in one way or another have announced their exit, including Henya the Genius. Herewith, I uploaded my Twitch stream explaining my situation and my future plans. This as Henya would also elaborate that she is owed money by Vshojo.
God, oh my God!
I have made the decision that I am leaving Vshojo, and unfortunately, Vshojo owes me significant amount of unpaid debt that I haven't been paying in a long time.
Bro, it's everyone. It's everyone.
This situation has been truly heartbreaking.
Bro.
I truly trusted the company, and this has been deeply upsetting to me. A few years ago, I was in a situation where I thought about quitting VTubing, giving up all of my dream.
I remember that.
I quit everything. But then, after I joined Vshojo, I thought everything will be alright, and then I felt like...
Fuck. I warned her not to. It always makes me so sad, because, here's the thing. I don't want any bad to come to any of these people or any of the talent that are part of any of these companies, okay? I don't want any of that shit to happen. You have to realize the reason why she was fired from her previous company was because she was supporting the Hogwarts Legacy game. And apparently that makes you Hitler too, because J.K. Rowling doesn't like trans people, okay? So she got harassed, and because of that, her old company kind of fired her. And she was lost. So what does Vshojo do? They scoop her up right away. That's their strategy. That is their strategy.
I could tell you guys that, hey guys, thank you for always having my back, but it's gonna be okay. Now it's gonna be alright. That's how I really felt when I joined. I am just so sad right now that I am so sorry that I need to make an announcement like this.
Dude.
And make you guys worry. I am really, really sorry.
That's so horrible.
However, I'm not going anywhere.
Based. You don't need any of them. They did nothing for you, okay? If you ever need help with anything, obviously no one's gonna reach out to me. I am the fucking Hitler of Vshojo, all right? I know that. However, if any of you guys want to reach out, I can, behind the scenes, I don't need any public recognition for anything, but I'm happy to help get anyone situated now that you have no managers or whatever at Vshojo. But realistically, you don't need them. You do not need them, bro. None. You don't need any of them. You could do all of this yourself. Literally. You turn on your VTuber model and you stream. Come on, guys.
This is not the end. I will continue my activities as an independent VTuber.
Based.
I'm not going anywhere. Before 5 minutes, my stream. 5 minutes before my stream. But I just found out that Vshojo haven't shipped some of my anniversary merch that I had it back in May.
Oh my
God. So right now, I and my manager and my attorney is working on it. I will let you guys know if I get any updates. I am so sorry.
After Henya saying thank you guys so much for a lot,
Yeah, it's rough because it destroys the reputation of these people too, right? You realize that. You realize it's destroying the reputation of these VTubers. This is someone who's built a career based on, the trust that they get from their audience, and their audience buys things and it never gets delivered.
I can't thank you guys enough, Dio. From now on, I will be Henya the Genius, independent VTuber, Dio. Further adding, thank you so much, everyone. My head is all messed up, and I'm not sure if I was able to explain everything perfectly. I'm really sorry. From now on, I'll do my best as an individual. I'm not good at this, but I hope you'll support me. Also, just to clarify, Twitch revenue all goes to me, so please don't worry, Dio. Again, thank you guys so much for a lot, Dio. I love my community, Dio. Henya also updating her fan box and elaborating, please don't worry, this fan box revenue will be 100% 100% going to Henya. This as we also have the Henya manager account. Henya confirming she is still my manager. I'm so happy about it. And please contact Henya manager for work inquiry. Henya's manager simply replying, I'm the manager. I will support her with you guys. This as other prior managers with the Vshojo talents would chime in. Kson's manager saying, don't worry, I will continue supporting Kson. As also Maiko supporting those like Kuro and Michi are still also active supporting their talents. Project Melody yesterday also announcing she is removing herself from Vshojo, and this morning saying taking a little break. I think it'd be healthy for me. I've learned plus experienced so many things, and instead of airing out my own grievances, I'd rather curl up in a ball for 1 to 2 weeks. I'll be back, hornier and ready for a new chapter in life. I love you all so much. Thank you for your kind words.
All right, we'll save it for another video.
Also, during my absence, the mods will not be fed. Thank you. For long, also formally with Vshojo, we have Haruka Caribou on Twitter stating, I've left Vshojo. It was in the works for a little bit, but it has escalated due to the recent news. I'm officially indie as of today. When I've processed everything, I'll express my feelings better. Please give all my friends support and love. Mamote here with some quick artwork for Haruka, saying we all love you, Haruchi. As also reported yesterday, we have Hime now on her new handle, Hime Hajime, not on her old handle of Hime Hajime _VSJ. That is now taken. This user saying not official, saving this user so people won't use it for bad. Hime once again confirming, I can confirm I have also quit Vshojo. Well, now officially the 4 members of Vshojo Japan Nova have announced their exits, including Nagi, Piki, alongside Hotaru, taking to Twitter in both Japanese and English, and fully in English, Hestia Happiness, echoing the messages of her other 3 gen mates and saying, I've decided to terminate my contract with Vshojo and return to being an indie. To everyone who has supported me and celebrated this new chapter, I'm truly sorry for how things have turned out. I was unaware of what happened between my senpais and the company, and they deserve so much better. Before I joined, Vshojo has always been a company I deeply admired, known for its...
We are watching a complete and utter collapse of a company that raised $11 million, bro. Oh my lord. This is insane, man. God damn. Like, everyone. There is not one person on Vshojo's side. Not one. Not a single one. Dude, if this is not the most diabolical vindication of all time, I don't know what is. I do not know what is. Holy...
incredible, talented streamers and its talent-first approach. I was genuinely overjoyed when given the opportunity to join under the JP group. Although my time in Vshojo was short, I'm so grateful to have met all the senpais and my group mates, Nova. I also want to sincerely thank all the JP staff who I have worked with, and to our JP and EN senpais who continuously encouraged and cared for us. As for Nova's future, not much has been disclosed, and discussions are still ongoing with the JP staff, and nothing has been finalized yet. Kson yesterday morning, interviewing the CEO of Vshojo Japan. That CEO remarking they are looking for options to continue supporting the Vshojo Nova member.
Bro, it's so crazy to look at this. Like, you have to realize, coming from me, this is like an insane fucking situation, right? Yeah, you have to realize, from my perspective, here I am, sitting here, watching this company completely and utterly die. A company that literally tried to destroy me. I don't even know what to say. Do nothing, win. For real. Listen, man, all you gotta do is you gotta have faith in the Lord. He looks out for you, brothers. Sometimes you don't even need to lift a finger and shit just works out. Do nothing, win. For real. Oh my God.
Zentreya replying to Hestia with, I'm sorry this has happened, Hestia. Don't apologize. I look forward to playing games with you and the JP girls soon. Also replying to Pepe with, no apologies. I'm sorry this happened, Pepe. Lots of love. Pepe replying, I love the coolest Zenpai at all times. Wait, Pepe. As also with Vshojo, we do have Fruit, recently returning from a hiatus to stream and confirming this news was all a surprise to her, and she is looking to retain legal counsel, saying, I've still been struggling to mentally process everything, that when I think about it all, my mind goes blank.
Yeah, they really tortured these women. Like, this company tortured a bunch of women. Like, what are we doing? Bro! Look, man, I just stayed true to my values for the last 3.5 years. And hey, it worked out.
Perhaps the biggest surprise that came in the last day was discovering members of Vshojo that we had no idea were actually members of Vshojo.
Oh,
this
shit.
is now we turn to Mint, the ghost-made VTuber, yesterday saying, I seriously wouldn't be able to be all right now if it weren't for you guys. I love my community so much. Thank you. And just after midnight Eastern this morning, taking to Twitter to say, sorry to add to the discourse, but I'd be really appreciative if you would listen. Mint dropping the huge revelation that she has actually been a member of Vshojo for the past year.
What? They had secret members? Literally, why?
So last year, I did the podcast with Matara, and at that time, I was only working with Vshojo. I was not in Vshojo as a member. I do want to mention I did not receive money for that from any of the merch drop.
Right.
It wasn't really about that
That's
for me,
weird.
so I, just kind of wrote it off. And, Matara and I, we did, we have the money from the Patreon itself, so it was just the merchandise that we did not get paid for. Last year, in like mid-podcast time that we were recording, we had gone to Japan together. And at that time, I kind of was talking to Matara, and I was saying how I was just feeling pretty lonely, and how I was feeling
it's brutal. It's brutal watching this. It sounds like abuse victims coming out testifying about how they were abused. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It's horrifying. It feels like a fucking Diddy court case. And all the women come up to talk about how Diddy beat the shit out of them. Like, it's crazy to hear this. It's unreal. It's unreal. I thought they treated me badly. Ho, ho, ho. Tip of the motherfucking iceberg.
Was really wanting to join a group or a company. Vshojo would be good, but it wasn't exactly goal-oriented towards the things I wanted to do. And on that trip, we had the idea, or we came up with the idea where potentially I could pitch an idol group gen to Vshojo. Oh my gosh, it's so weird saying this out loud to you guys.
Vshojo wanted her to run a new special gen for idols. Wow, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, that's insane. So they had her working on this behind the scenes for literally no reason and for nothing?
It's right now because I've haven't really told anybody. Gunrun and I knew each other even before I became a VTuber. We connected through idols, and so he seemed very keen about the idea. From then, I had signed on as a member. They auditioned for 2 other members that were going to be a part of the idol group that we would form. So I believe some other people were coming out about their experiences, like Barry and Pia. They were not a part of what I was working on. They were supposed to be debuted after us. Things were, albeit a bit slow. Things were not bad. And
like, this is crazy. So she signs on as a member, signs all sorts of NDAs probably, essentially has to fucking work for this company for no pay, no clout, no money, nothing. Just employed or for no purpose. What?
Sorry. I just was really happy.
Dude, I'm
was
in shock.
working towards a common goal with 2 other people that I was really excited to be with. There were a lot of opportunities that were lining up, and some that probably will never come to fruition, but that's okay.
Oh my god. So she leaves. Okay, so a lot of you might not realize this, but she actually left an abusive company, and of course was immediately scooped up by Vshojo. So what Vshojo actually did was employ her on some secret project that'll literally never happen. Like, this is crazy. This is insanity, bro. Oh my god. Look, I'll be real. From an outsider perspective, and I know this because I've spoken to a lot of people about this. From an outsider perspective, Vshojo threw me under the bus to save their reputation. And so much worse than that behind the scenes that obviously I don't expect people to know. But at least in the public eye, they threw me under the bus to protect their reputation that they literally knew a doxer was on the loose using their name and they didn't want to publicize it. All right? At that point, how do you think that this company isn't fucking awful? And I'll be real, it was just so much worse. It was so much worse. Cover the Silvervale allegations on Gunrun. I don't even know what you're talking about. What's going on? Oh my god. Apparently, Silvervale was talking about the Hogwarts Legacy harassment. Not only did she receive no support, but Gunrun called her. During that conversation, he said she was a disappointment and harmful to the brand and an inconvenience. This is diabolical. This is Godfather shit, man. What are we doing?
We actually were initially supposed to debut a while ago, but things kept getting pushed back.
No money.
They also helped with my merch drop that I did after Moso Box with like the mugs and stuff. I also did not see that money. I wasn't an outward-facing talent, but I guess I was a talent for over a year now, I guess. There was
Crazy.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was being planned, and I'm really sorry that I don't have really anything for you guys anymore at the moment. But I can say my 3D debut concert should still happen.
Bro,
And it's really unfortunate that nobody knew how bad it was, except the people who knew how bad it was. And they were just kind of willing.
Well, and no one was able to say anything. You know, everyone was under NDAs. But, yeah, no. It's crazy, bro.
To let everyone else walk into a burning building.
Afterwards, Mint saying that was...
Bro, Vshojo is actually just the Andrew Tate of VTuber agencies. Like, this is actual pimp shit. Hey, guys, we're a beautiful place. A symphony of talent freedom. Anyway, you were a disappointment to our brand. I hope you die. Well, like,
Scary. Sorry if I didn't get everything across well, but thank you for listening. I don't really want to bring this up again, so back to your regularly scheduled programming. Further stating, I should have written notes because I forgot to say some stuff. I wanted to apologize to the other members that came in due to my idea. I know I'm not responsible and didn't know anything that was going on, but I feel terrible for involving them. It has been a lot watching everything I've been working on in the past year get wiped out in a second. But obviously, it's more important that wrongdoings are brought to light. I quite honestly feel really lost right now and don't have a lot of motivation, but I'll bounce back eventually, and I'll keep being your goofy ghost maid. Further adding, I'm really embarrassed about everything. I'm really embarrassed about being so dramatic in my stream. Everything being fine to everything completely imploding happened within a matter of weeks. So it's been a lot I've been holding on to, and I'm sorry I couldn't contain my feelings better when explaining. I'm even embarrassed I had to talk about this at all. It's unfortunate timing that my 5-year anniversary is in just a few days, but let's still celebrate and have fun. Rebby Robin quickly replying, you did a fine job explaining. I'm so sorry things didn't work out with the idol gen. Biggest hugs for you, Minto. Madara Khan replying to her friend with, you are valid and not embarrassing, my stinky. I love you. Plus, Zentrea replying, I'm very sorry, Mint. You have every right to feel the way you do. Much love.
Crazy.
So once again, in review, we have 2 different sets of merch. Mint can...
guys, you know, I just thought of something worse than what happened to me in regards to Vshojo. You know what would have been even worse than them trying to cancel me? Me joining them. That would have literally been so much worse. Oh my god. Thank god they canceled me. Oh my lord.
Confirming that herself and Madara did not see any funds come from the Mint and Madara Summer Special merch. And further, Mint did not receive any money for the A Ghost of a Chance Valentine collection. This including an indirect kiss mug, Free Bunny Sleepover saying, F this mug, I should have just given Mint the money directly. I'm so sick. I'm so upset for her. I'm beyond upset that my Oshi has gone through all of this. I just want her to be happy. I want her to achieve her dreams. I want her to smile. Mint also today showing off this, a prototype of some of the merch that she was working on, showing off this Mint pack, remarking, sorry they won't be made and sold now, but wanted to share because I was excited about it. As further, we also have Phoebe-chan replying to Mint with, we'll get...
I don't know like half of these people.
Through this together, I love you.
Nux, you're a Jew, you would have seen the contract and dropped dead. I saw the contract and I dropped dead. I saw the contract and I freaked the fuck out. I was like, wait a second, I'm giving you a cut for nothing in return? It turns out that was the doxer, all right? It turns out that was the person trying to get my information so that they could swamp me.
You alongside Pia P flying to Mint with love you so much senpai. We'll be following up very quickly with Phoebe-chan and Pia P among others in just a moment. As next, we're going to check in with Sayu, breaking down an equally large...
I told her not to join Vshojo too, and she listened! Woo-hoo-hoo! We take these.
Revelation, stating, I know people would often name drop Vshojo when I said I wanted a home, especially after I had the hardest experience in my life 2.5 years ago. And I never shared the real reason I was more aggressive towards them shutting down that idea. 2 years ago, on the 7th of February 2023, a kind friend helped me through the insane turmoil and panic I was feeling from being locked out of the accounts I had at the time. They knew Gunrun personally and offered to connect us because he also thought he could help me. As desperate and determined as I was to find a solution that would help not just me, but others who were still in Niji too, I jumped at this chance. The 3 of us talked in person, and I told Gunrun about everything that one girl had experienced and seen while in Niji. Everything from the unfairness of staff, the small percentage from merch, how trapped and hopeless it felt for her to fight back or just exist there, though she tried so hard. And then I pitched my idea. What if that girl and several others left, and they made a gen of ex-Nijis in Vshojo. Would he be willing to help them create a better future together? To my surprise, he said he liked the idea and asked me who else did he think would be interested in leaving with her to do this. She honestly didn't know too many of the people there that well in her short time, but she named a few who had been friends to her and she knew in private. She really wanted to help those there, and we spent the night brainstorming and talking about this. After showing some considerable interest, to my surprise, Gunrun then introduced me to one of his managers at the time so I could tell them the same story. Gunrun told me that he wanted to help and that this sounded like a plan and simply had to wait for Niji and I to part ways. I remember having so many feelings of relief and confidence, I felt like I'd found my hope. Of course, the one girl was terminated, doxxed, and no help was offered. Even months later, I would reach out to him again like we never had spoken. He gave me a surface level response.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. Holy shit. That's horrible. The controversy might have been a little too edgy for Vshojo, so they just threw someone under the bus. Sound familiar? Holy shit.
I want to apologize to anyone who asked in the past about this for being angrier than I would have been if this hadn't been the case. This is also where my comment of saying what I did about Vshojo as a whole came from in the past. It wasn't the other people's fault. Unfortunately, I really just felt trapped and abandoned after those years ago, and even now I remember how it felt. I hope this explains why for so long I felt like I wasn't worth quote saving. I felt like I had no value. I felt like why just me left out. I know I dodged a bullet, but part of me still wished I could have suffered together with the others that I wanted to be with as allies instead of being a reject. Sayu then going on to show different DMs, these mostly being from February of 2023, with plans to meet up with other parties.
This is so gross. It's so fucking filthy. It's unreal.
Quick review, the retirement home title that was given to Vshojo was originally actually the idea of Sayu, who later on wouldn't even be invited. After Sayu saying, "Thank you all so much for your support and kindness. I know things are..."
I don't think it was originally the idea of Sayu, by the way. I think it was always the plan.
Really hard now for so many people. So much more was affected than anyone could imagine. Please remember to take time off social media just to enjoy your life. I know it sounds odd, but you only have one life, and it's best to live it as happily as you can. Being there for someone doesn't necessarily mean you have to suffer through every single crushing moment, and those you care about wouldn't want to take you through that either. This is a lesson I had to learn, and though it's hard, balance is always the way. Let's now bring us over to Kuro, pirate VTuber, and now, yes, separated from Vshojo. This now former member of Vshojo, who had debuted with the agency back on September 30th of 2023, confirming now he had not received any funding from his merch that launched at debut until
They scammed everyone. They scammed fucking everyone. They left no person unscammed. Everyone! Oh my god, it's insane! Oh my god, dude. Crazy.
till just last month. That's right, not being paid for a merch launch from September of 2023 until June of 2025. Many payments from Vshojo being facilitated by Maiko, who was following up with the agency and making sure they paid the talents. Kuro also remarking that within Vshojo, most all the talents kept their own problems to themselves. But upon the revelation by Ironmouse, this kicked off a round of the talents talking with one another and finding out that most all of them had the same problems. Kuro also tweeting out, "I just realized I was the first and last male VTuber in Vshojo." Further taking to stream was Kirio, talking about his own experience with Vshojo. As also prior on stream, Quinn Bennett would talk about his experience. Confirming Vshojo actually contacted while he was still in Niji on his corporate account, wanting to set up a debut with him and pressuring him to leave Niji Sanji so he could join Vshojo. Quinn confirming his...
I literally told you this! I'm telling you, it was the plan all along. The plan for Vshojo was to keep sniping talent from other agencies until they can eventually absorb the whole company. Oh my god! It's crazy how consistent they are at being evil douchebags.
Decision to leave wasn't only to join Vshojo, but it was a factor that heavily swayed his decision. Unfortunately, there were no contracts, and he took them at their word, having met Gunrun personally multiple times. But upon his exit from Niji Sanji, he suddenly wasn't getting much of any communication back from Vshojo.
So Vshojo told him to leave Niji Sanji to join them, and then he left, and then they didn't accept him. Holy fucking shit. That's crazy.
when feeling that he was then being strung along with surface-level replies, until later finally confirming they would not be moving forward with him at this time, but they'll consider him in the future. Quinn saying further, he was also going to be joined by another male VTuber, and yet the same outcome happened to that VTuber as well. All the while, we also have Usan, remarking Vshojo reached out after I revealed my first live 2D
Okay, so this guy has a story that I am not going to share.
model, but my mental was completely broken then, so I told them, quote, I can't promise much revenue. I was scared of disappointing people again. Indie life has no safety net. It hurts to see what was happening behind closed doors. Thanks for telling me back when I was lost that I just want you to stay free and make music. You've always protected me, always. I hope the works we breathe life into will lead us somewhere better, and please support talent and the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Yeah, you don't know what this person went through. You don't know what this person went through in, I think, Niji-sanji.
This all the while, we also have Michi Moshivi, also formerly of Vshojo, confirming she no longer has the partner status on Twitter with the agency, and remarking I now see ads on Twitter.
Oh my god, they literally all got removed. This is so wild.
So over for us. Michi also further confirming she is owed funds from Vshojo.
It's all of them. It's literally all of them.
I recently found out that Vshojo owes me a good amount of unpaid debt.
Crazy.
I'm sorry that I didn't do my due diligence enough. And if you guys know me, you know that I am not the most business oriented, perhaps.
Yeah, they take a bunch of random women that stream in their bedrooms and they cook them. There's no other way to explain it. Like, it's literally like the most parasitic shit of all time.
I go with the vibes.
Oh, great.
I like to believe in the vibes and the whimsy and
that's
the pink
great.
promises.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when
The pinky promise of, why don't you join Vshojo? Everything will be so beautiful. We're like a family. Oh my god, a family.
I trust people, I fully trust them. And honestly, I did not expect that I would have to do this again, y'all. I'm gonna be real with you.
Usan replying to Michi with, what you've built here is truly ill. It's something created by you and your community. Please don't doubt yourself and believe what you made, while it might be hard to trust others now. And I'll keep reminding you too. This is finally, we're back to Phoebe-chan, who alongside Pia, Doobie, and Jinonagi had joined the Phantom Thief Revenge concert for Mint and Dokibird, now relaying their experience with Vshojo, stating I needed extra time to gather my thoughts before saying anything, but I was one of the undebuted Vshojo talents who passed the audition last year. Phoebe adding, I just woke up and I'm so overwhelmed by everyone's support. I want to take everyone's word and hold them close. I'm going to try my best to respond to and like everyone's comments here and on YouTube. But first, I'm about to leave on a 12-hour flight. I'm rushing to pack. Centrea replying, I'm sorry, Phoebe, sending you lots of love. Marie here with Phoebe. I've known you for who knows how many years at this point, and I just can't. I'm so sorry about all this. You deserve so much better. A lot of people, not only me, have seen how hardworking you are and how much love you have for idols. You're not alone in this, okay? Plus, we have Nana Asteria here remarking, I'm so frustrated for everyone. At this point, I'm about to make a damn idol group myself, just so my indie friends can have a chance fighting to live the idol dream. This all the while, who has also been dreaming, was Pia P, the bratty slime idol, confirming she was a part of a generation set to debut with Vshojo after the idol generation that Mint was creating. Now confirming this was going to be a Monsters Girl gen, and that she had even organically became a friend of Project Melody without Melody even knowing that she was joining Vshojo. Pia looking forward to telling her friend she was going to join alongside others like Barry, her innocent resident ladybug, and also Ariane. Pia yesterday.
Dude, all these people, they had fucking plans, they had dreams, they worked on this, they spent thousands of hours and time and effort and energy, and then it's just poof, it's gone. We just don't pay people, I guess. We just take money from charity, I suppose. Who knows where the money went, actually. We were planning on getting it back. All we needed to do was poach another couple of VTubers.
Taking the stream to show off her plans for the debut, which unfortunately is all Vshojo coded. Vshojo Jumanji board game.
Oh my god! You can't use anything! You can't use anything! Oh my lord.
Alongside her very own skate park. P later taking to Twitter to say, OS, how am I going to tell my mom? I recorded telling her I passed. She was so proud of me. Tori replying, I just keep getting sad, long, pitiful looks. Good luck. As also replying to Pia was Dokibird, saying, I watched a bit of your stream today, and I hope you don't stop dreaming. You have an amazing supportive community and friends, and they are cheering you on. I hope you and your gen would still have a chance to shine despite everything, and that your hard work won't go unnoticed. Pia replying, this reply means more to me than you will ever know. As further, this slime alien VTuber would share collected the revenue from our stream and added $500 of my own cash for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Your support made this possible and is making a difference.
That's
Tori
nice.
also saying, together we can change lives for the better. These are the stories about the VTuber space we need to be focusing on. The good. After all the sad and hurt, let's take back 2025.
True.
Tori
Yeah,
also
right.
saying, so happy to have finally gotten to share my story and beyond grateful to feel heard. Admittedly, I'm terrified. I really wasn't expecting to be a fully fledged indie, let alone so soon. I feel kind of lost and don't really have any support as far as a team or managers. Please give me some time to assimilate to learning how things work. Tori today debuting their new not Vshojo form. That is now we have a
Crazy.
Monster Girl collab. The quote-unquote
Crazy.
Vshojo Gen girl.
Crazy watching what these people all went through. It's crazy watching what these people all went through at the hands of these motherfuckers. It's wild. Oh my god. Actual demon shit.
Both planning this stream together on Thursday, July 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. PFP saying we don't actually have a gen name yet if anyone wants to pitch suggestions. Also providing new insights into this situation with Vshojo has been ex-Vshojo members from years past, including Natasha Nyanners. Nyanners talking about her time in Vshojo, estimating that Vshojo owes her the equivalent of an S-Class Mercedes.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just crazy, in my opinion, that all of these people are owed money. Like, what's an S-Class Mercedes? $100,000? Like, come on, dude.
Automobile valued at over 100,000 US dollars.
That's
There's also
insane.
relaying a time when she was swatted during a sponsorship stream. Continuing
Yup.
on while it was happening and streaming, telling herself, at least I'll get paid. Unfortunately, Vshojo would not reimburse her for this particular stream at all. And in regards to funds, saying that after she
Yeah,
made
video.
more in a matter of months than she did in all the years within the agency.
Yup, because they're leeches. Because they are leeches.
Nyanners today taking to Twitter, saying I wanted to express how thankful I am to everyone for all the support. Not just for me, but for everyone who's had to deal with this painful situation. It's heartbreaking they had to go through so much undue stress caused by the people they trusted in. It was scary, but I'm immensely grateful and relieved to have finally been able to speak out about a lot of what has weighed on me for the past 2 years. Seeing the VTuber community come together like this to lift each other up,
Lift
that's
other
so
up.
nice to see. Please
It is so nice that everyone has come together to absolutely shit on the corpse of Vshojo. Man, what a beautiful time to be alive. Everyone has literally been united to recognize that Vshojo is a piece of shit. It's pretty beautiful if I say so myself.
send the former Vshojo talent and everyone affected by all of this the love you can, and please donate to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Monterey replying to Nyanners with thanks for being so kind to me. I'm glad you can finally get the healing that you deserve. This all the while we have Tomathan, the Tomato Man, now with Mythic Talent. Upon seeing the remarks by Nyanners as reported by Deserto, Tomathan would say, I'm sick. I never knew this. How much did I work on that didn't get paid? One day I will
Crazy.
talk more about everything, but I just feel lied to. Saying,
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, and the rest of this is not Vshojo people anymore. It's other stuff. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. This really does look like some sort of wild, diabolical Ponzi scheme. I'm really glad everyone was able to come together for their downfall, to be honest. Not gonna lie.
Vindication!
I have never been this happy in all of my time on YouTube as a content creator. Okay? Never in all of my time as a YouTuber. I have been on YouTube for 10 years. I have never ever felt this vindicated at a downfall in my entire life. Literally never. It's crazy. We're living in the Nux timeline. A lot of people don't realize that we've been living in the Nux timeline for a while now. And that is the reality and the truth. And more will come out. It's worse. It is worse. It's worse. It's worse. There's more and it's worse. And I will, if someone leaks stuff, I will cover it in more detail. All right? I am not going to lie. I will cover it in more detail if, emphasis on if, something happens. If nothing happens and everyone's too scared to get there, then I will probably not be making another video on this. This is the ultimate victory here. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel super duper fucking vindicated. Insanely vindicated. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one, gamers. And you definitely want to subscribe, because I'm always right. Just worked out that way, I guess. See you in the next one. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.